Hi, I'm Mishti Max, and I'm here to share this natural curly hair tutorial on how to refresh and reduce frizz in between washes. So in order to spiffy up the hair and make it presentable, I have a few tips for you. I started with hair that is 7 days old to show you a worst case scenario. My hair is kind of flat and undefined. The curls have fallen and are rather floppy and sad looking. You will need a scrunchie, preferably velvet or something gentle for the hair, a spray bottle full of water, a moisturizing styling product, and lastly, some sort of fro pick. I start by spraying my hair with the water, relatively generously but not soaking it through. You just want to wet it because water helps resurrect the curl and bring it back to life. I focus on the ends of my hair and any areas on the top where the frizz is worst. Don't forget underneath as well. You can mix essential oils into your water that promote hair growth if you like. I scrunch my hair to distribute the water and check that it's moist enough, but not too drenched. Then I whip out my leave-in styling product, and my favorite is the Macadamia Natural Oil Nourishing Leave-In Cream, which is absolutely the shit. I pump out a generous amount into my palm and rub it between my hands. First I dab some on my front sections, making sure they get a taste, and then I flip my head forward and scrunch upwards to distribute some product into my ends and help turn up the curl. I make sure I get the top layers on each side of my head where the curls are at the most disheveled. Then I begin my targeted attack on certain areas. I twirl each chunk of curl around my finger with more product on my hands. I just take each natural curl section and revitalize its zest for life, focusing on the top layer of hair that will be on display. If there are any areas that aren't wet enough, I will spray a bit more water and then scrunch through my hair with my head flipped forwards to encourage the curls to rise up and resurrect themselves into a bouncier form. I take a little bit more product in between my hands and scrunch from the bottom to make sure everything is coated and pile my hair up on top of my head again and make sure there's a tiny bit of product around the roots at my edges. And then I get out my velvet scrunchie and headbang once again to gather my hair from back to front in a high ponytail right on top of my head, otherwise known as a pineapple. This will cause the hair to have a bit more lift at the crown as it dries with the roots pointing upwards. Then I go about doing my makeup and getting ready for the night. And around 2 hours later, I take my hair down from the pineapple and scrunch some more with a headbang in there too. Next, I whip out my fro pick and stick it underneath my hair at the sides and shake it about. This will get some volume back in there without backcombing and will keep the manipulated frizzy hair underneath and everything on top smooth. I also pick around my crown by sticking the comb into my hair and pushing upwards from the inside to get the shape that I like and add more body to my do. A couple of final touches of foofing and fluffing and I'm ready to go. And that's how I take my exhausted misshapen curls with some frizz and bobble dint in there, all the way to some juicy, chunky curls that are wild but neat and nicely refreshed. And if you want to check out my natural curly hair washing routine, it's linked in the usual places. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this curly hair tutorial, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Also check out my band and podcast on iTunes.